Welcome to CINEPRO, where we bring your favorite movies back to life with quick recaps, hidden details, and everything you missed. The movie begins in the year 1992, and we are in a house of rich people in it, a swimming pool, and we see a toy moving above the swimming pool, and Rebecca, the daughter of the owners of the house, looking out of the window at the toy in the pool. She goes to her sick brother and tells him she will retrieve his toy from the swimming pool. Rebecca then goes to the pool, grabs a net, and tries to catch the toy underwater. Rebecca keeps getting closer to the pool, and suddenly, something pulls her into the water. Rebecca almost drowns but sees her mother above the water, calling to her, which motivates her to climb out. However, when Rebecca gets out, she doesn't find her mother there. When she tries to leave the pool, the toy reappears floating on the water. Rebecca turns to retrieve the toy, getting closer until she's in the middle of the pool. She fails to grab it, but suddenly, something pulls her underwater. She struggles to get out before she dies, but whatever pulled her is stronger. Rebecca's body is never found, and only her slipper is left behind. The events shift to 2024, introducing Walter, a former baseball player who had to retire due to multiple sclerosis, a condition that sometimes causes him to spasm during games. Walter and his family are searching for a new, affordable house. The real estate agent shows them the house where Rebecca and her family used to live. Walter and his wife, Eva, love the house, especially because it has a pool and is inexpensive. While near the pool, Walter finds a baseball in the water and tries to retrieve it but accidentally falls in. His body starts to spasm, as it often does. In the water, Walter imagines he's back on his baseball team and cured. His wife and children, Izzy and Elliot, save him and pull him out. After buying the house, they visit Walter's doctor, who advises them to focus on intense physical therapy, which could help Walter recover faster. The doctor mentions swimming as a form of therapy. The couple returns home with their children and their cat, moving all their belongings into the new house. The family begins settling into the house. Eva takes the children to their new school, where Izzy meets a boy named Renell, who invites her to join the swim team. Izzy takes the form, showing she's interested in him. After school, the family spends time cleaning the pool. Walter reaches into the pool's drain to clean it, but suddenly cuts his hand deeply. Eva and the children rush to help him, and the pool drain starts spewing dirty water. They call a specialist who informs them that the pool is in good condition and gets water from a natural spring, which is a great feature. The man cleans the pool and leaves. The family enjoys swimming and playing in the pool. Eva throws coins into the water for her children and husband to collect. That night, Walter is sorting through old boxes and finds a camera with videos of him and his family playing baseball together, which makes him feel sad. Meanwhile, Eva is studying her husband's medical diagnosis, hoping to find faster treatment. She's also listening to lectures for her new job. Late at night, Eva swims alone in the pool. Their cat starts acting scared, which Eva notices. While swimming, Eva suddenly sees Walter standing by the pool. She quickly gets out to check on him, but he's not there. The pool lights begin flickering, which frightens Eva. She rushes out of the water and goes to bed, finding Walter asleep. She wakes him, asking if he was outside earlier, but he assures her he's been asleep all night. Eva dismisses the incident and goes to sleep. Meanwhile, at the pool, the cat tries to retrieve a toy that appears in the water. The next morning, the family finds the cat's collar floating in the pool, making Elliot very upset. The family assumes the cat ran away. Later, Walter removes the bandage from his injured hand and is shocked to find it completely healed, as if it was never injured. This makes him wonder if the wish he made in the pool came true. Elliot misses his cat and waits for it to return. Walter decides to cover the pool with its cover. Once the pool is covered, Eva appears to be underwater, but suddenly she wakes up startled, realizing it was a dream. She checks the pool from the window and sees Walter swimming. The next day, they visit the doctor again, who is amazed at Walter's rapid recovery. She tells them that if Walter continues this routine, he'll recover quickly. They attribute it to their new diet and exercise regimen. Back home, Walter sticks to his new routine. One day, Elliot asks Walter to join him at the pool, but Walter says he has to exercise and tells him to swim alone. Elliot goes to the pool, places a coin on his toy, and jumps in. Suddenly, coins start falling into the water, and Elliot assumes Walter is playing with him. He quickly gets out to check, but finds no one. Elliot puts on his goggles and dives back in to collect the coins. Suddenly, he sees the shadow of someone above the water. He surfaces quickly, but no one is there. Assuming it's his sister Izzy playing a prank, he dives back in. While hiding under the pool's diving board, he sees something moving on it. He gets out quickly but finds no one again. Then he hears a girl's voice calling for help, asking for her mother and her toy. Suddenly, A terrifying hand emerges from that opening and grabs Elliot, but Elliot manages to pull away and escapes quickly. Elliot goes to Ava and tells her about the girl. Eva rushes out and asks if anyone is there, but she finds nothing. Eva enters and informs Waller about the situation, but Waller assures her that their son is just imagining things. He explains that not long ago, Elliot was talking to himself as if he were speaking to imaginary friends. Eva is convinced, and they decide to invite the neighbors over to get to know each other. Later, the whole family goes to Elliot's baseball practice to support him, with Waller giving advice to the players during practice. When it's Elliot's turn to hit the ball with the bat, he musters up his courage and steps onto the field. However, when the coach throws the ball, Elliot struggles to hit it as hard as his friends. The coach then suggests that Waller give it a try. Waller agrees, takes the bat, but when the coach throws the ball, Waller fails to hit it and falls to the ground due to his illness. Waller keeps trying, and on the third attempt, he recalls how relaxed he felt swimming in the pool. This memory gives him the strength to hit the ball powerfully, sending it out of the field. The family returns home, and Waller swims in the pool while Ava watches him with concern. Later that night, Eva and Waller go out for dinner, leaving the kids at home. Izzy decides to invite her friend Ronan over to the pool, and they play together. Ronan suggests they play hide and seek, where Izzy has to catch him with her eyes closed. Ronan leaves the pool without Izzy realizing it. As Izzy tries to find him, unaware he's gone, a terrifying man suddenly appears behind her. When Izzy turns around, she sees no one. Suddenly, the man pulls Izzy underwater, but she manages to escape and surfaces quickly. She gets out of the pool, and when Ronan asks what happened, she tells him someone tried to pull her underwater, and she almost drowned. Elliot warns his sister that their parents are back, prompting Ronan to flee the house before the parents see him. 2 days later, the party they had planned with the neighbors takes place. Elliot knocks on his sister's door and asks if she saw anything in the pool. She denies it and tells him not to mention anything to their parents. Elliot returns to his room and sets up a camera facing the pool, determined to monitor it and intervene if anything happens. The neighbors arrive, and everyone enjoys themselves. The real estate agent chats with Eva in the kitchen and reveals that 30 years ago, a girl named Rebecca lived in the house with her family. The girl drowned in the pool, and no one could save her or even find her body. This revelation shocks Eva, who starts connecting the dots but dismisses it as her son's imagination. Meanwhile, Waller is approached by a boy, a friend of his son, who asks him to sign a baseball. Waller agrees and invites the boy to play a pool game against another man and his son. The game involves the kids sitting on the adults' shoulders, trying to knock each other into the water. Waller's team wins, but Waller suddenly becomes unresponsive underwater. Black sludge begins to emerge from the pool's drain and enters Waller's mouth. Waller grabs the boy's leg, pulling him underwater. The boy struggles to surface, signaling for help, but everyone thinks he's just playing. Elliot notices the boy is drowning and rushes to alert his mother. The boy's father sees his son drowning and rescues him. Waller is pulled out of the pool unconscious. The boy's leg bears severe bruises from Waller's grip. The police arrive after the party, but the boy's father decides not to press charges, attributing Waller's behavior to his illness. However, he insists that Waller be banned from attending adult baseball games in the city. After this ordeal, Eva decides to move her family out of the house. As they pack and prepare to leave, Waller becomes severely ill, coughing and growing weaker. They are forced to return to the house, where Waller collapses onto the bed and asks Eva to take him to the pool. She refuses, saying it's not safe. Waller laughs strangely and comments on how cold the pool water is. Eva starts draining the pool and then goes to work, researching the previous owners of the house. She learns more about Rebecca and discovers that most of the house's former residents died in the pool. Eva tracks down Rebecca's family and visits them. Rebecca's mother, Hawa, welcomes her into the house and shows her a picture of her son, who now holds a high-ranking position in Washington. Eva asks Hawa about Rebecca, but Hawa denies knowing her or that she's her daughter. Eva assures her she's not there to cause trouble and expresses her fear for her husband and children because of the pool. Suddenly, black sludge begins to seep from Hawa's eyes and mouth. Hawa reveals the truth about the spring beneath the pool, explaining that it grants any wish but takes the life of a family member in return. She admits to sacrificing Rebecca to cure her son. Eva asks how to break the spring's curse, but before Hawa can answer, more black sludge pours from her eyes and mouth. Hawa warns that the curse will soon destroy them all and laughs maniacally. Terrified, Eva flees and tries to call her husband to warn him, but Waller is already in the shower, with the black sludge pouring from the water and overtaking him. Meanwhile, Elliot, in the kitchen, notices the water behaving strangely. He leaves his glass and steps outside to the garden. Elliot went to the swimming pool area, expecting to find his cat because he heard its sound. He walked to the diving platform in the swimming pool, thinking his cat was there. But suddenly, a terrifying creature pulled Elliot underwater. Something frightening began to close the pool cover on Elliot. At that moment, Izzy saw everything happening and tried to stop the pool cover before it closed. Eva arrived home and helped her daughter, telling her to run and call her father. Eva jumped into the swimming pool to save her son, while the daughter ran to call her father. Eva kept searching for her son in the swimming pool, which had become incredibly deep. She used a water hose to get air from above so she could breathe. Eventually, she found her unconscious son. The spirits of those who had been trapped by the pool started to attack them. The spirits were about to overpower them, making it impossible for them to escape. Suddenly, Rebecca's spirit appeared, seemingly wanting to help them. Rebecca revealed a coin that Elliot had placed in his toy, showing the exit. Eva quickly escaped with her son. Meanwhile, Izzy was injured by broken glass. Suddenly, her father appeared behind her, transformed and controlled by the black substance. He violently attacked his daughter, preventing her from reaching her phone to call for help. The daughter ran and hid from her father, taking her father's baseball bat to defend herself. Walter went to the garden and found his wife Eva trying to save Elliot. Walter grabbed Eva and strangled her. Before he could finish her off, Izzy appeared and struck him repeatedly with the baseball bat. Walter fell to the ground, and the black substance controlling him spilled out of his mouth. He began to regain his memories of his family and wife. Walter, now conscious, checked on Elliot, who had come out of his coma but was severely weak. They all decided to quickly leave the house. However, the swimming pool filled entirely with the black substance. Walter realized the pool needed one of them as a sacrifice. He decided to sacrifice himself to save his family. Walter entered the pool, telling his wife and children to escape. As Walter submerged into the water, Elliot started to recover completely, and all his symptoms disappeared. The black substance left Walter's body, leaving only water in the pool. In the end, the family decided to leave the house. But before leaving, they filled the swimming pool with sand to ensure no one else would get hurt. And with that, we reached the end of the film. Thank you for watching.